know you have a lot going on right now, so let's kind of get right into it. First off, this can be the 11th for Universe fashion show for Comic Con this year.
Yes, yes, it is. We started the show in 2014, and other than 2020, which I think we can all understand that live events weren't happening that year, but we've been doing the show ever since, and it's really a dream come true. It's wildly exceeded my expectations, and it's truly one of my favorite things that I do each and every year.
This year, it's in partnership with Universal, and you have a special guest judge that was just announced here.
Yes, yes, we are so excited to have Marissa Bodie, who plays Nessa Rose, as one of our judges this year. So I'm a massive fan of Wicked. Part Wicked Part One has become now one of my favorite movies of all time, and I am counting down the days until Wicked for Good. So to get to do a fashion show presented by Universal, with the theme of define fashion and specifically, to have the opportunity to really lean into Wicked, has been so much fun and also really inspiring. Just the message of Wicked, the message of friendship, and the message of, you know, define whatever limitations are placed upon us in our own life, oftentimes the ones in our own mind. It's been really inspiring to work on.
Speaking of friendships, your co-host is a good friend of yours, and this will be the
Yes.
third time that you get to work with him now for the fashion show, Michael Scott James.
Yes,
Uh,
yes. Michael James Scott, he is my ultimate
James
hype
Scott.
friend. We've been friends since high school. Actually, we like to say that Hype Friend was established in 1996 because we met my freshman year of high school, and we've been friends ever since. So, this is Michael's third year as my co-host for the fashion show, and we have so much fun. I honestly can't imagine doing the show without him at this point. So we have a lot of fun planned for everyone this year. But, after the first year that he did the fashion show, we had so much fun and we were so sad when it ended because, we were like, man, we want to keep doing this. We want to keep working together. And Michael's husband, who is a director and producer, Jeremy Merrifield, he said, well, why wait around for somebody else to give you the opportunity? He said, why don't the two of you do a podcast together? And, you know, uh, it's taken us 2 years to get it up off the ground, but it really is a combination of us just being really good friends and wanting to work together, but also we want to do good with it. And so we launched Hype Friend, which is a podcast about friendship. And we want to start a friendship revolution, one hype friend at a time. And so, yeah, it's all about how to be friends, how to make friends, how to keep friends, and how to be a good friend. So we are so excited. And we're, for the first time, going to do a live episode of Hype Friend on the podcast stage, which is Friday, July 25th at 10 a.m. It's at the San Diego Library, and it's going to be the official Her Universe fashion show after show. So we're going to have the winners, we're going to have the designers who designed our looks, and we're just going to have a lot of fun.
I've been lucky enough to see the fashion show, the last 3 years or so. So I've seen you two together, and your chemistry is amazing, and it's
Oh,
just so much fun to watch. Especially
thank
last
you.
year with Michael with the Ken wig. That was just
Uh,
something he pulled off.
uh, Thank you. Thank you so much. Speaking of friendship, Michael and I, uh, we just have so much fun together. Um, but he's also been there for me in not only the highs, but also the lows. And last year's show was another good example. Um, one of my worst fears came true when one of my looks just literally fell apart on the runway in front of everyone. And I froze in that moment. And there was Michael to literally pick up the pieces. He picked up my look, he grabbed my hand, and he kept me walking down the runway. And that's what friendship is all about. You know, life is unexpected, but we can get through anything if we have a hype friend by our side. And I'm just so proud to have my ultimate hype friend right by my side.
And also with the your with the Hype Friend, is it available already? Has it started streaming yet? Or
Yes, yes. We actually just launched last week. You can go to beahypefriend.com. We're on Spotify and the podcast platforms, as well as on YouTube. So we are an audio and video podcast. So you can go to YouTube and you can watch it, or just listen to it, or you can go and just listen to it on podcast platforms. But we launch a new episode on Hype Friend Fridays. So actually today we're launching a new episode, and we're excited. We're gonna do as many as we can. We just, we're like I said, we're starting a friendship revolution, one hype friend at a time.
and going back to you started Her Universe or 2010, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I founded Her Universe in 2010 with just a Star Wars license. We started with just a handful of Star Wars T-shirts, and then we were able to grow from there. And we also just started, just as the name says, Her Universe, just for women and girls. And it's grown over the years to also include the sub brand called Our Universe, which is now fashion for everyone. So we have unisex sizes for men, boys, and unisex, as well as still fashion for fangirls. And then in 2014, we started the Her Universe fashion show at San Diego Comic-Con, and have been doing it ever since.
Her Universe, I remember refer to it as geek couture for those people like me who a little fashion, with no fashion sense limited. Would you like to explain what geek couture kind of means?
Absolutely. And actually, thank you for this question, because I think it's really important to share that the Her Universe fashion show is for everyone. You don't need to know anything about fashion to come to our show. Our show is really about fandom and celebrating fandom and celebrating our community. The show has something for everyone. Geek couture is actually a phrase that I made up. So couture fashion is, you know, couture means something that's handmade, one of a kind. Oftentimes really high end, because it's handmade and one of a kind. And sometimes really out of the box, like it's meant for the runway. Not necessarily something that you're going to buy off of heruniverse.com. That's what we call ready to wear. So couture is truly just, one of a kind fashion that really uses the designer's imagination. Um, and so geek couture is the combination of all of our passions, our geek world, our nerdy world, our fandom world, and combining it with uh with couture fashion. And so I started going to San Diego Comic-Con in 2007, and fans were using the hallways of San Diego Comic-Con as their runway. They were already creating one of a kind geek inspired fashion. I just gave it a name. And I talked about it like it was already a thing. It's like, "Oh, yeah, geek couture, everyone knows of geek couture," when really in my mind, I was like, "I just made this phrase up, but I hope they believe me." And it's really surreal now all these years later that geek couture is a real thing. It is a term that people talk about now. It is a subset and a subgenre of fashion. And it's something that we did together at San Diego Comic Con. It wasn't just me. I threw the term out there, but our entire community embraced it and actually claimed it as a part of the fashion world. And so it's something I'm very, very proud of.
And you get to wear some of your own geek couture outfits when you're hosting. Have you had a favorite one over the years, or something just stands out?
You know, they all are special to me in different ways. But one that stands out for sure is my Lego gown, which at the time was, I think a first of its kind. Um, uh, Gown made out of Lego bricks that you could actually walk in. There's been other dresses that are Lego sculptures or statues, but to be able to have a dress made out of it was actually over 10,000 Lego bricks that you could actually walk in and wear was really a first of its kind. And the actual base level was made by my designer, Andrew McLean, who won the Her Universe fashion show the very first year. He was our very first audience winner. Andrew made the actual dress, but then world renowned brick artist Nathan Sawaya actually built the Lego dress on top of it. So it was a true collaboration, and it was obviously featuring Ahsoka. So that was very special to me. Um, so that one stands out to me, but but I don't know. The other one is the uh, screen stress. It was made out of bendable OLED screens. So literally the screens that are on your cell phone. We made a dress out of those, and I got to work with um, top Disney Illusioneer and Imagineer, Daniel Joseph, and Disney, producer John Gleim. And that was also a true collaboration once again with Andrew McLean. So that one was really special. But this year's dresses, we have something up our sleeve. The theme is define fashion. And so we're using untraditional materials.
Since you brought up Lego and Ahsoka, you are going to be coming back as the voice of Ahsoka for a new Lego project, Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, I believe.
Yes, yes. Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past is the sequel to the Lego Star Wars series that came out last year. And I am so excited to be voicing Ahsoka Tano again for this new limited series. I'm actually voicing Brickhead Ahsoka. And it just feels so good. Ahsoka Tano is a piece of my heart. And Dave Filoni promised me I'd always be the voice of Ahsoka in animation, and to be able to step into her boots again has been really, really special. And I can't wait for everyone to see it. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different galaxy. It's this Lego galaxy, but it's still the same Ahsoka that everyone has come to grow and love. And so I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Lego Star Wars is a little more has a little more area to have fun with characters than some of the other stuff. So do you get to play around with this character a little bit more?
Um, Without giving anything away, I w- I I will say that it's still the same Ahsoka that we know. She's just in a different environment. But the Ahsoka that we love, the heart of Ahsoka, um, is very much in this special. And um, once again, she will inspire viewers, and I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Let me go back to Hyperend a little bit. been working on it for 2 years now. Is it just you guys, guests, or besides? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yes. Absolutely. So, growing up, I was greatly inspired by the show Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And,
Yes.
um, you know, I'm also inspired by a quote that an old manager once told me. She said, I was being really hard on myself after an audition and for a job that I didn't get. And she said, Ashley, your mind is like a dangerous neighborhood at night. Don't walk in it alone. And I never forgot that because oftentimes we're our own worst bully. Like we are meaner to ourselves oftentimes than we would ever be to anyone else. Like, I, I think it's very common. I say things to myself that I would never in a million years dream of saying to someone else. And and it's like, it's sad that we do that, but we do that. And so um with Hype Friend, we have a segment called Welcome to the Neighborhood. And we're building our own hype hood. And so we do have guests on each episode. And we're building our neighborhood, our own kind of friendship neighborhood. So so far, we've had on some of our personal friends, like Brett Iwin, who is the voice of Mickey Mouse. We have Andrew Levitt, who is best known as Nina West. Um, we are just welcoming today Nikki M. James, who is a Broadway superstar. She's won a Tony and been nominated for multiple Tonys, and she's just incredible. And she's a good friend of Michael's. And so we're building out our neighborhood because we all need that. We all need that neighborhood of people that will take our hand and walk us through um you know sometimes our darkest times. And so yeah, we're very excited to get going, and we're also making new friends. It's not just going to be people we know already. In just launching this, only a week, um, I've made new friends. I've manifested a friend. There's a company called Sweet Lauren's, and they make allergy friendly cookies because I have some food intolerances. I should avoid dairy and egg. So we have a segment in our show called Ashley Bakes, and it's because I love baking. Um, and but not all of my recipes turn out. Sometimes they're a total disaster. And so I'm a big fan of this company called Sweet Lauren's, and I oftentimes bake her cookies if I don't have time to bake myself. Um, and I said, well, she's my friend, but I don't know her yet. I'm just, I hope to one day be friends with her. Well, she saw our episode and now we're Instagram friends. And that just shows the power of friendship, just throwing it out there and saying, "Hey, I like what you're doing and I'm proud to support you." And the next thing you know, we're now friends. So, the US Surgeon General released a report a couple years ago that there's a loneliness epidemic happening right now. And so, inspired by um, just, you know, uh, the need for people to connect, we really wanted to do this podcast. Um, I've like I say, we're not doctors, we're not experts, we're not clinicians, but we're voices, and we can be a voice, and we can talk about friendship because it is proven that friendship will help someone feel less alone. And so that's what we're doing. We're starting a hype friend revolution, we're starting a friendship revolution, one hype friend at a time.
Uh, that's a really good place to end this, I think. So thank you very much again for taking the time to answer the questions and be here, and looking really forward to the Her Newest Fashion Show next week. So, and Comic Con and everything. So thank you again, and looking forward to the podcast as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jeremiah.